Hi folks, so a few people have asked about my rig that I've used for the guitar tracks, the solos and that stuff that I've uploaded to YouTube. So I figured I would put a video together and we could take a look at the guitars and amplification and effects and all that sort of thing. So let's take a look. So the first guitar is the Ibanez RG550 Genesis in Road Flare Red. I got this guitar back in October, I think, and amazing guitar. I've owned RGs in the past, but this is by far the best one. Made in Japan model. I'll probably do a review on this guitar, talk about what I like, what I don't like, plans for upgrades in the future. But great guitar. Swapped out the stock pickups with DiMarzio Evolutions. Some crazy colours for the volume and tone controls. But I use this for the DragonForce tracks, Symphony X, Steve Vai, that kind of thing. So, but extremely versatile instrument. Sounds great. And this next guitar, an extremely special guitar. This is the Fender Stratocaster. It's the artist special, the Yngwie Malmsteen edition. And this one's got a lot of history. I've owned this guitar for 10 years. It has, as you can see, it's got some scribbles on it. So it has, don't know if you can see that, it has my name. So it's got Michael, and it has Yngwie's name down here as well, which he signed when I met him personally last year. Also has his name up here, but that's from factory. But another absolutely amazing guitar. This one definitely deserves its own video, so I'll talk a bit more about it in detail. But another extremely versatile instrument. Use this for the Iron Maiden tracks, obviously the Yngwie Malmsteen tracks, but like the Ibanez, extremely versatile instrument, and really captures that Stratocaster sound. So those are the two guitars. So let's take a look at the amplification and the effects. Okay, so as far as amplification goes, I have here a PV XXX Mark II, which is a 120 watt tube amp with 8 tubes, and which is a very high performance, high gain head, and it's going through a PV 6505 4x12 slant cab with Sheffield speakers. The head itself has 3 different channels, independent channels, one for lead, rhythm and clean. And it sounds great, very high performance, great lead sounds, which is great for the sort of stuff I play. But personally I don't use this so much. Everything I record goes straight through to the Logic Pro, so it's more of a digital sound, but it's being powered through the tube amp here. This cabinet is designed as a perfect match for the PV 6505 head, which is what it's commonly paired with, but I paired it with the XXX because it's the exact same setup that Sam Topman from DragonForce uses or used on the Ultra Beatdown album, which is the exact sound. It was the exact tone I was going for at the time. So the whole thing sounds great. Even through the speakers here, it still sounds really good. Perfect for live performances, super loud. This box up here is the Rocktron Prophecy number 2. So the second version of the Rocktron Prophecy. It's a rack mounted effects unit, which I don't have on a rack, at least not yet. And it has a bunch of different artist presets. You can really customize it and set up your own sound, combine different effects together to really customize your own sound. But it's got some artist presets like Dave Mustaine and that sort of thing. And it's the same unit used by DragonForce, which is exactly why I picked it up. All of this is going through to a guitar interface. So this is a Behringer UMC 22. It's a cheap guitar interface. So in terms of how everything's rooted up, the guitar goes straight into the Prophecy, which is like the amp modeler, which is what really crafts the sound and the tone. And then through an effects return, it's going through to the Triple X. So if you think about this as like the brain of the sound, whereas the Triple X is really the muscle behind the sound, so it gives it that high gain, high volume, and it completely bypasses the cab when I'm recording. This gets returned through to this little interface, and that goes into the MacBook Pro, which is running Apple's Logic Pro, and I have some amp simulators on there. I forget exactly which amp simulator it's running. Maybe a British cab, I think. It's essentially simulating a 4x12 cab. So everything you hear is coming straight from that. This does sound really good, and I use it from time to time. But I've never mic'd it up or anything like that. So I'm sure it would still sound great. But everything you hear on the recordings is all through Logic Pro. So it's effectively just a hybrid rig. You have the Rocktron preamp. You have the tube amp driving the sound, and you've got a very flexible setup for recording. So a few people have asked me why I don't just use software or use some plugins, and it's really because I prefer to have physical hardware, and then there's no reliance on silly things like an internet connection to get your sound and this kind of thing. But I hope you found that useful. I hope that was interesting. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment or a message, and I'll get back to you. And thanks for tuning in on the videos. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.